Hi everyone, this is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. Today I have a video that's going to be a revisiting of a favorite table runner, and I'm going to use it for my holidays, but I was going to show you another change that we've made to that particular runner. The video was for number 44, and what it was we had a simple runner, short, and then we talked about how you could make it longer and expand it. And this is one of the samples that I still have. And in the original one, and I have one that's made like the original, you're going to see they only go down like 4 rows on each side of that 10-inch block. And it's really nice because you had the 10-inch block, you have 2.5 by 10-inch strips that go around the block, and then that 2.5-inch square that joins those right at the end of each one of those. And this was our variation for that because it extended it another 3 rows going down. And this all started because I was going to work on a 60-inch long runner for someone. And so the next one that I've shown you up there has got a little bit of that December feeling to it. And I did that because I wanted to remember how to do the basic part. And this is a runner that you can use anywhere, and it's really fun. So this was the original pattern with just the 4 different pieces coming down, and then the same thing repeated going up. And I've got one part left to do, that big 10-inch block in there. And on this one, I'm really thinking about it and probably going to do towards the holidays. But it's a big open one where if you look at the green, you've got the spaces broken up with those pretty flowers and the butterflies. So it was easy to do a nice simple pattern with that. And here again is another example of the short version. And it has the 4 rows going out, starting with the red and the next colors. Well, this is the last one I've done. The long one's done, and I'm going to show you that. And I had some material left, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and use this now because I really like these together. Now, one thing I want to tell you is if you look at this one, and the square is set on point, I actually cut the first one, didn't look too good because it was turned the wrong way. So now this is one of my extra blocks, and it was fussy cut. I had a 10-inch piece of template that I had already made sometime, and I laid it down and moved it around, and then I finally got this extra piece, and there's a little snowman down there in the right. But if you decide that you're going to have a pattern or figure facing, be sure that when you plan it, that you plan for this to be on point, where rather than sitting square. Here's the 60-inch runner. And instead of having just one block in the middle and then repeating the colors over and over and over on each side till I got to 60, I said, I'm going to try and do this and put 3 blocks in the middle, but then just leave the 4 on the outside. And if your table was longer, you could add another set on the outside edge. And here's that Santa Claus, that snowman again. And this is where I fussy cut those, and I just decided I'd make them all the same and then have them all facing the same direction, and that's just up to you. But I've got one piece that I want to show you that that helps you with putting this together. If you look at this, these are sitting on point, and here is an added part, this triangle right here. And so what I finally figured out, and I remembered from another one I had done, is that you're going to have the same pieces. It's 10 inch, and a 2.5-inch square. And it's got to sit in here like this. So what I did is I go ahead and I sew this together, but the place where I'm going to join the next part, I stop and leave the 1/4 inch and leave the 1/4 inch open here. And the same thing when I'm doing this, when I'm looking at this piece and I want to add this piece in here, I need to leave that one open too, and this one, so that I can lay it down and make that 1/4 inch. So on this one, you'd come up, because this is already sewn together and left open in there, is that you have, and this is open, so you lay this one on and you sew it, and then you turn it, and you're ready to put those face to face and add this piece on, and because you're adding it onto there. Now, what I've discovered this time when I did it is you can take your 10 inch, your next 10 inch piece, and actually cut it in half. So instead of using that whole piece, you can use it on this one and on the next one that you do. And then you just need a block, and it's going to be cut in half. And it's really been fun. And then I had enough material on this one that I put that on there. And I just sewed this on and then put it to the back and folded it under and hand stitched it, because this is a special one. So I hope that helps. I hope you'll try that, because it's, once you see it and you leave the ends open, don't sew all the way to the end of any of these. When you get there, then you can put that to that, and you can put this one, which is just going to be a short one, your block with that, and put it on, and then this comes on last, that little block right there. So that's 14 inches from here to here, and it's 60 inches long. So I hope you like that way of extending it and making it larger. It's fun. And boy, these colors were a lot of fun, because I just pulled out what I had and started putting the pieces together. Now, I did go buy the snowman, because he was so cute. I said, you got to have a little pick-me-up, and that was my pick-me-up. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. Thank you for watching. If I forgot anything, I'll put it in the description. Please hit subscribe and like. That really moves me on to come up with something else to do. Thank you for watching.